Good morning, everyone. Just realized our playlist needs to be popped up a little bit. How are you? How are you? It's always like one more button to push in the morning. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're back. We're back in action. We're ready. Let's try that again. Good morning. Welcome to Happy Hips Pilates. I'm your tour guide, Jenna-Zaffino. We have audio, we have video, and today, let's see if this works. I think we have two cameras. Hi. All right, we have two cameras. Whoo! The hard part is just getting it all going around here, even when you show up early with your best intentions and skip the dog's walk so you can be right on time and have everything going. Well, you know, this is the stuff of real life wellness. We like to say that we shoot it straight down the middle and miss a lot. All right, we're here for Happy Hips Pilates. I had a little question surrounding bands this week in someplace, in a DM or in a chat. And I wanted to clarify that, quite honestly, as long as your resistance bands add resistance to your exercises, you're doing great. Okay, some of the ones I have, the studio's all clean, so they're put away. Some of the ones I have are thinner, and some are thicker. I do like the thicker band here because it's got a little bit of a adhesive on it. Not sticky, but just rubber, so it doesn't tend to slide quite as much. And in terms of the other ones, they're just fine too. We lost a light. Woo! We lost a light. We can fix it. In terms of the other ones, we're just fine too. Say hello to me in the chat while I fix this light. Say hello to the technical prowess of fixing a light. Or we got it, we got it, we got it. Yeah, it doesn't want to work today. I want you guys to have the most light possible. So we will get it going. Say hi in the chat. Whoa, whoa, don't fall. And let's try it one last time, shall we? The beauty of live fitness. All right, so I have a ball, I have a band, we have a mat, and we have an intention. And you also have my butt in the camera. Woo! Thanks for that. All right, welcome to Happy Hips. Let's get started. We're gonna put everything off to the side. As always, if you need extra cushioning, pillow, some kind of arc, please do what you need to do. Let's begin standing at the edge of our mat. Good morning, everyone. Hey, hey. I hope you didn't pop in right as my butt was in the camera. Yeah, the bigger bands are nice. They just kind of stay there, and where the elastics are, you know, quite honestly, they're cheaper, and a band's gonna snap. I don't think the wider band is gonna snap, but sometimes the elastic bands snap, and then you're just left with another option because they come in like packs of 10 and 20. So we're good, you're good to go. You also don't need a band if your hips are not feeling the band, so not to worry. For now, we're just gonna arrive on the mat, unlock your knees, drop your weight down, and just give yourself a chance to be here for a moment. Let's roll the shoulders up and back. We are gonna do some abdominal work today, so we wanna get those shoulder blades nice and warm in an effort to just maybe unglue them from our ears, especially for my Canada crew and anyone else in a colder climate. The temp is dropping in Chicago for sure, so that is when the ears start to rise. Let's reverse our direction back to front. Now I put a little link in the chat. I'm doing a bit of a recall to the content that I am putting out there in terms of my emails that I send out. I like to write. I am a writer. I'm a 2-time published author, children's book and also a professional book. Last one. Good. All right. Take your hands around to your lower back. Press your hips forward as much as you can. You don't need to lock out your knees here. Just see if you can get a little back bend here. Open your chest. You know, like you might like walk out of a log cabin and just take a big breath of mountain fresh air. And be ready for the morning. Let's do that one more time, pressing forward. Thank you, trusted Tracy. I swear, I can't not do realness on live. I tried it for a little while and it just ended up in a lot of frustration. Take that deep breath in on my part. So I decided to embrace the epic ish storm that sometimes is live streaming on YouTube. Reach your arms up overhead. We're gonna round down. We're gonna take our hands onto the knees and tuck your tail. Get that nice opposition of stretch. So maybe even moving your shoulders back over your hips. And then we're just gonna take a standing little cat-cow. So tail up, chest up, and then round the back. Of course, if anything ever feels like, ooh, this one is not for me, then the first thing I suggest is to slow it down, see if you can find a better way for yourself. And if there's no better way, then get curious. I have a woman who comes to my class, and I would say on average, she does maybe about 45% of the exercises I give. I'm not her teacher, like private teacher, or her post-rehab therapist. She just knows her modifications, so she just takes care of herself. I trust her, she trusts me. She jumps in when it's an exercise she can do. She likes being around the other people. One more time. And so it works out really well. It's always really nice for you to be able to take care of yourself. Let's round your spine one more time. We're gonna take it down onto hands and knees. So walk your way down, gently, carefully, doing whatever you need to do to get into a place that's stable. Now from here, we're gonna do just a rounding up, and let's hold here. When you're in your rounded position, we're gonna shift over to the left, so just kind of sliding to the side, and then shift over to the right, sliding to the other side, and shifting side to side. Keep going. We'll do this, but I'm gonna turn around this way because I think you've seen far enough of my posterior this morning already inadvertently. So just shifting side to side, getting into those lower back muscles, giving yourselves a little insight as to what's really happening there for your hips. Good. Let's do one more each side. So we are hip focused today in our Pilates class, and hopefully that's going to mean that our abdominal work is going to be that much greater. We're going to take our leg, whichever one is closest to me, just send it out to the side and walk your hands forward a little bit, and let's move into our hip glides. So we're sending ourselves back, reaching the hips to the heels and taking that nice long inner thigh stretch. Now I like to get my hip right at a 90-degree fold here, but if you can take it up more, go. If you have to bring it back a little farther, or if you're just moving back a little bit, that's okay. Go to where you feel the stretch. That's where we want to be. So we're reaching back, and then we're going to press forward. And you can open your hips up as much or as little as you want here. And again, reaching back. Big long stretch, and then pressing forward. We're going to do about 4 on each side. Allowing your hands to take your weight, your shin to take your weight. Good. Oh, so I was talking about, I'm doing a little reorganization, and I think it's about time. Let's come forward. We're gonna shift that front leg forward and just take a little extra hip stretch here. So press your hips down as low as you're able to, drop them to the ground, lift your chest up. Just get the stretch you need today. So I think it's more than overdue to have a dedicated little YouTube email every week. Yeah? Little story, little health tip. I think it's gonna be great. All right, come on back. So if you wanna be a part of that, and of course there'll be some special offers for you, let's come back with our hands, our knees, our leg out to the side. Walk your hands forward and reach. Oh my goodness. So I urge you to join up the list. I try to, as I do with all of my classes and everything else, I try to provide my folks who subscribe with really useful and tangible information, and make sure I don't waste your time, you know? Sometimes there's a little bit of information there surrounding your programs you might want to be in. Free ones, not free ones. She's a business owner after all. But most of the time it's just trying to help you out, help you get through the week. Last one. And then let's send that foot forward and press it open. Ooh, it's tight today. You just do whatever you can do. That's all I'm getting. I know for some of you this is going to be a lot too, so it's a little, always a little surprising when the tension is like, no ma'am, So we meet her where she is, that's all. Whoa. All right, come on back. Let's have a seat, and we're gonna go ahead and start with our band. So I'm gonna loop the band above my knees and then come on down to the mat. As you go, you wanna start with some tension. In the event that you don't have a band, you're going to pretend that there's tension there, and just the intention of working against resistance in your mind, that'll work as well. All right, so we're taking it down. We're gonna keep your right knee bent, and your left leg is gonna straighten out as much as possible. So our first activity, move my ball out of the way, is gonna be to stabilize our hips. We're gonna lift the left leg as high as you can. Maybe that's at knee height, maybe it's all the way up to 90 degrees. Then you're gonna lower it down to a hover, keep your hips stable, and then press that leg out to the side. Now if you peek at my foot, it's not toe out, and if anything, it's more toe in, so I can really access the side of my hip muscles. So we come back into the hover, we're gonna lift it up. Right now I'm using my hands as feedback, and then press it out to the side more than anything else. Lifting up and pressing out. If you're fine, you feel like your hips are very stable, you can maintain weight on your right hip as you go up and back. Wonderful. And then just find a rhythm that works for you. I'm gonna read Tracy's comment as we keep going. Yeah, I know the emails are hard. They're hard and they're also effective. She's saying I'm not good at keeping up with them. For a while I had a little text group, and that was an interesting thing. But it's hard. Y'all, I'm Gen X. I'm doing the best I can to abbreviate. You know how hard it is to do a 35-minute class when I'm used to 60, 75-minute classes? It's hard. Everything is short. Everything is so quick. So for me, I'm doing the best I can. And email, I try to keep it under 1,000 words. Usually it's in the 750. Good. Last one of each. But ooh, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't hard to do it, because I got some things to say. That's why I gab the whole time on YouTube. Let's do the other side. Extend your right leg long, plant your left hip down. We lift it up, we pull it in, and then we press it out. So what are we doing here? We are trying to access two of the directions of our hip muscles and our hip mechanics. Hip flexion, and something we call hip AB, as in boy, abduction, or moving your leg out to the side. So we're trying to get into our hip flexors as well as our side hip stabilizers. Because we don't necessarily walk like crabs normally in our life, we don't often get some targeted movement into those side muscles, but those side muscles are really important. They offer a lot of support to things like walking up the stairs and balancing on one leg, and even transferring your weight from one leg to the other. We have two more of these, all right? Let's do it, lift it up. I'm gonna change our little camera angle and come back to you this way. Hi. That's fun, isn't it? I just had to plug the other one in, is all it is. Last one. All right, so let's bend it up, and then we're gonna put it all together. Walk your feet in. Again, a little tension. Let's bend the elbows. We're gonna glute bridge up, press your knees apart, recover, and lower your hips down. So 4 pieces, just working both legs. Push up, open, together, and down. So if you are a traditional Pilates practitioner, you might say, I haven't seen anything that I'm used to seeing. And firstly, I want to say, not only is that more than okay, but that's often how you'll find it in my class. So I am a traditional Pilates practitioner. Lift it, press it, recover, lower down. That's our pattern. But I'm also a personal trainer, and as you know, a health coach. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with movement, but has a ton to do with the way we approach movement, the mentality, the plan. And so I like to warm up and really activate all of our support systems before getting into some of the more skill building stuff. Here's our last one, okay? Good. All the way down. All right, let's slide our feet forward, reach your hands for your band or for your legs, and come all the way up to the top. Fantastic. Let's take our band off for a moment. We'll come back to it in a little bit. We're gonna grab the ball, the pillow, whatever you like. All right, place it below your low back. Thanks, Tracy. All right. Oh yeah, well, you know, that's why I do it. That's why I chatter, because you remember those spiral cords on the phone, like pre-cordless phone, where you would just like wrap yourself up in it 9,000 times and then just lean against the wall because maybe it didn't reach over to the kitchen table, or you certainly didn't reach it in your room and you're just wrapped up in, yeah, and you just talk for hours. Oh, those are the days. All right, is your ball behind your back? Take your hands on your knees, rock back, press your low back into the ball, and then release. And again, I remember the first time talking to like one of the popular girls and feeling really cool about that. Spoiler alert, as every 80s movie taught us, it didn't end as well as we thought it would. The narrator says, she did not get into the popular group. She was targeted as a nerd. Wah, wah. But we know what happens to the nerds. They grow up to be successful human beings with good hearts and you know, spirits that don't take advantage of each other. Let's go one more time. And then I also remember having the first long chat with a boy. Let's roll it back. Those were the days, right? No DMs in those days, just how do we make conversation happen? All right, the ball is on your kind of middle upper waistline, and I want you to tilt your hips back and press into the ball, and then release. Memories. Here we go. I have a feeling like all of us who were born in the 70s and need to like, all of us who were born in the 70s and have some good stories, we need to write this stuff down because it's about to go by the wayside. We don't like to chronicle our existence because we're Gen X. We're just trying to make it through. That's our hard line. Go one more time. Good. Reach back. All right. Now with your back pressed against the ball, we're going to reach forward. I want you to do a little curl and release. Curl. Now remember how we rolled our shoulders away from the ears earlier. This is all about bringing your ribs closer to your hips. It's not about lifting yourself up from your neck muscles, yeah? So we want to get into a little bit of heat here. Heat in the the belly. Good. Well, now that you're talking, Tracy, now you're giving me an idea. I mean, look, writing is my forte, but perhaps there's some room for some live health chats on the spiral cord phone. I bet you I could find one. I bet you they're on Amazon. Give me 4 more here. Old-fashioned phone, we could just like have it hooked up. Or remember those headsets where you could hook it into the cordless phone and they were enormous? You could talk hands-free. All right, one more time, bring it to your tips of your shoulder blades, take your hands behind your head, and then take a big stretch back and open up your chest. I'm arching my back away from the ground here, and then press your rib cage down and curl forward. And we'll do that a couple times. So do what you need to do to create this space. Now when we're reaching back, I'm really working for a fold in my hip flexors. And then as we're curling forward, I'm trying to open those hip flexors up by pressing the pelvis against the ground. So you've got, if you're turning the wheel on your pelvis, sorry if I'm yelling in the mic, we're going this way, forward towards your heels, and then as you're curling up, you're turning the wheel back the way, back the way, back the way, okay? So if I put my fingers here, if I arch over, my hips are moving that way in the direction of my fingers, and then my thumbs are moving that way. Yeah? We got this. A couple more. All the way back and all the way forward. We'll do this one more time, then we're gonna get ready to stay in our upper contraction. Reach it back. Oh, that feels nice. Reach it forward and then stay here. Really drop your weight down. Heel toe your feet together and start to engage your inner thighs as much as you can. We're gonna take a deep breath in. We're gonna curl the head and shoulders up a little bit higher. Drop your pelvis down, and then can you lift your feet off to hover? You can see in the screen that I'm not up here. I'm just hovering. I can almost feel the mat. 3, 2, 1, release and take a big stretch back. We're gonna do that again, all right? That was a trial run. Curl forward. Drop the weight into your pelvis, do the best you can, and then squeeze your inner thighs. If you're unable to hover without arching your back, then just make your feet a little lighter and keep them on the mat. That's all you need to do. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1, release. Do it again. Big stretch back. Ooh, we call that the internal shower, turning on that heat in the center. Drop your weight, push down into the mat. When you're ready, make your feet light and hold for 4, 3, 2, and one more time, big stretch. Oh, that one got me. All right, curl it forward. Drop your weight. When you're ready, hover your legs. 4, 3, 2, we're gonna bring those knees into your chest and take your hands behind your head. Nope, those are legs, sorry. Take your hands from behind your head to your legs, curl up. All right, use the ball for a little help. Reach your arms long. We're gonna pump the arms, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. If and when you're ready and you'd like to upgrade, you can straighten your legs up to the sky. Breathing out. Keep pumping. Breathing in. Yes, breathing out. Now with the ball, it makes it a little challenging to lower both legs. So today I'm gonna lower one and really work to keep the other one up. Can you join me here if it feels good? Breathing in. Breathing out. I know Tracy's comment was to the back bend and not this exercise, am I right? Good. Ready, set, switch legs. Breathing in. Keep that upper contraction, keep light on the ball. We go for 4, 3, 2, pull your knees into your chest. Ooh, let's take a back bend over the back. Big stretch. Excellent. And then let's curl up for a moment. Now we're gonna come onto our sides. Again, we're here for 35 minutes, so we're kind of hopping around our exercises. We've got some good core work here. Let's take the band, if you like, back onto your thighs above your knees, and then I'm gonna use the ball underneath my rib cage as a reminder. Now, as another reminder, just remember that we're never putting it down on our floating ribs, especially if you've got a harder ball like this. The soft ones won't do much, but you just want to be mindful as how much pressure you're putting down to the bottom of your ribs, especially for those of you who tend to have maybe a little less tissue, got any bone density issues, things like that. You want to just make sure that it's right on the side where there's more ribs here. So I'm going to lay on the ball. I've got a little bit of support for my head here, and then the other hand can come up or it can come forward for balance, and then just check in that your hips are stacked. And then from here, we're gonna lift the top leg up. My knee and heel are in line with each other. Lower to just the point where you're about to lose tension, but don't come all the way back down. I promise these are not gonna make you happy right now, but later they will make your hips happy. Here we go, up and down. It's kind of above hip height and below. Lift, keep going. I'm gonna give you, as long as we have them, we might as well do it, right? Lift and lower. So I'm really trying to keep my heel, and knee in the same place. And then to keep that upper body really strong. Am I laying on the ball? Kind of. But more than that, I'm working for support more than anything. Let's go for 3. I'm feeling it now. 2, 1, and lower it down. Now we're gonna keep the bottom leg straight, but straighten the top leg out and just rest it on top of your bottom foot. All right, you ready? We're gonna lift up and just halfway down. Good, now I'm reaching out to go up. Out to go up. That kind of helps disperse the effort a tiny bit. Good, we go for 4, 3, 2, doesn't matter how many of these I do. I still don't like them. Lift them up, hold it at hip height. Now we're gonna bend. And then we're gonna kick it way back behind you. Kick through your hamstring. Bend it in, kick it back. Find the resistance, even if you're not working from a band. Really pull that knee into your chest. Notice how my upper body is staying pretty still. Good, we're gonna go back and in and press. Good, 2 more, okay? Reach and in. Last one, reach. Pull it in, now press it back to stay. Here we go, press it back, turn your toe to the ground, little pulse, up and up. It's our final little burn. Good, good, pull those front bodies in to support your back body. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. And then the obligatory pat your butt, pat your butt, pat your butt. It's the only thing that gets the crampy away. It's the only thing that does it. All right, we do have another side. We have another leg. Shall we go there? Let's go there. Bring it on out. By the way, can I just say, the bed head today was like, I paid somebody to do it. Very, very happy with the outcome of the bed head. Sometimes it works in your favor. Are you ready? Ooh, are you set? Tight on that side today. Hello. Let's lift and lower. We go up and then hip height. You could also think halfway down. Consistently pushing towards that long waist on the top. You want to do more because classes are not long enough. I would say you could do 2. I love the Monday, Wednesday combo. And honestly, in my own workouts, I will often do a little cardio later in the day or after. So you could do 2 of them. And or this brings up a bigger subject. Have we done enough 35-minute classes and can we change back to 45 minutes? Last one. Good, reach it out, because that might be a thing, right? All right, ready? Let's lift. Up and down. I do feel like 45 minutes is a sweet spot, in all honesty. Gives us enough time to get warm, to move. But we're always at the mercy of the algorithm, as well as like, I don't really care all that much. I mean, of course I want the channel to be successful, but we're growing organically. I get 9,000 people in my inbox every day that say, you're not optimizing your titles. Well, you know what optimizes titles on YouTube? The best weight loss, toning, blah, blah, blah program. That's all. As long as you play to people's insecurities, you can get ranked up super high. My integrity doesn't want me to do that. Last one, up, here we go, bend your knee in and press out. So if you're watching and you want 45 minutes, you let me know. We're almost there anyways because of the gabbing. Good. We're getting close. Keep going. There we go. Hi. Hi from the front. Kind of nice with the double angle, except I'm watching myself move my hips all over the place on this side. One more. Can you push it back, hold it back there? And here we go, kick, kick, kick. Yes. Woo, ha, 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 ha. 2 and 1. Okay, we did that. Punch it out, punch it out. All right, come on up. Let's stretch it out. Let's take that band off to the side. I'd like to invite you to come into your straddle. If that means you need to up your hips on a yoga block, do you. If you need to be in a chair and open your legs, maybe with a bent position or wide, that's okay too. We're just gonna take your straddle. One of the ways I like to go into my straddle, especially when I'm feeling tight, is to lift up and then kind of press my hips forward. So I lift myself up and then I just kind of press my legs back, my hips forward. We're gonna keep our hands behind us. If you're sitting on a chair, your knees are bent, your legs are wide, your hands are behind you on the chair. And then we're going to, on the ground, pull the toes up to the knees, Reach the knees up to the sky. Deepen your hip fold without rolling your knees backwards. So you want to point them straight up. If you're in a chair, lift your heels, okay? So you'd be doing that, okay? All right, so we're gonna bend, and then we're gonna press. Press your heels down if you're seated in a chair. If you're on the floor with me, think about pressing the underneath side of your legs against the mat. Good, press. Yeah. 3 more, working through your feet too. As we know, very important. And 2. And last one. All right, whether you're in a chair, on a block, on the floor, bring your hands forward. Just walk your way forward into a little stretch for those happy hips. Breathing in. Yeah, see? We just started to get warm and now we're heading to the end of it all. That's okay. We'll get in there. All right, let's roll all the way up. We're gonna do one last little deal with our ball, just getting a little bit of our abdominal work in. So let's come back, down. Yeah, you're right, Tracy. It's just, you know, if I have to sacrifice followers and views to keep my integrity, I'm all right with that. Take your hands up, I'll be fine. Bring your knees in, all right? Pull it in, because I know it's not the only way. And in fact, as a former professional dancer and a long-term fitness instructor, I have been to all the dark places where you follow the dangling carrot that says, if you do X, then you will be accepted. And honestly, it's a pile of crap. You gotta accept yourself, so that's what we're doing here. Short story, it doesn't work. It just keeps you chasing after more that isn't yours in the first place. So take your ball, put it over your shins. Let's breathe, and as we exhale, we're gonna curl all the way up. You can keep your head down for this one as well. Take your ball back and hover it over your head. Send your left leg out. And then as you switch legs, you're gonna bring that ball back over. Now we're using those hips again. So I want you to find the fold and the open. Folding as the knee comes into your chest, opening as it reaches away. Good, stretch. All right, so the question on the docket is, do you want faster classes? Especially since I know a lot of us in this channel are midlife. Do you want longer classes? Do you want the same classes? 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in. Lower all the way down. Turn your head from side to side. All right. From here, we're going to do the same thing. Hover the ball up, curl forward, just like we did before. Send one leg out, send the other one up. If you need to bend them to make it more possible, go for it. You're going to just pass the ball, still using hips. One hip's folding, one hip is opening. Good. That's it. We'll go 8, 7. I have this little mechanism on one of the cameras that's supposed to find me, and it's very confused right now. I'm here. I'm right here. 2 and 1. Bend your knees in. It's so funny. All right. Ball against thighs. Last little abdominal exercise. Hands come up. You want to get your elbow against, and if you don't have a ball, just reach your elbows forward. We're going to take left elbow to right knee, and I'm holding that ball between my elbow and my knee, pushing in as much as I can. Come back to center. Again, fold in one hip, open the other, find it, come back to center, and twist. And center, and twist. And center. Let's go for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Don't drop that ball. All right, roll yourself up. Let's take a little hip stretch, shall we? So we're gonna go ahead and have a seat. Take one foot over the opposite knee. and then do the best you can to drop down into that hip. That might take your heel off. You might not be able to get the drop. It's okay. So I'm gonna hug this knee into my chest, and I'm gonna pull my knee towards my breastbone as much as I can. And then from here, elbows wide, and then you just wanna lean forward. Let's show it from the side. So pull that knee in, and then lean into it. So you're pulling up through this side muscle here and trying to close the gap from your hip fold to see if you can get a little bit of a release there. Yeah. Yeah. Good, come on up. All right, come around, come into your Z sit. We're gonna press the hip open as much as you can, and then sit and fold it down. This is just a little mobility, but it also kind of counts as a stretch. We're gonna do 4 of these. Good. All right, we've got 1 vote for longer classes. There's always a way, but you know, now's the perfect time to do revisions, because the behind the scenes reality is that the more thought that goes into something and the more production, the more time is allocated to it. All that feels really obvious, right? Good. Do 1 more, press your hip open, then walk your hands over. So I'm taking my, right now, if you're mirroring me, it would be left hand over right knee. And then I'm just kind of twisting away to get that stretch. So pushing forward through your hip, maybe you push your knee back a little bit, and then you take a little twist of your back. If you are very flexy, you can take it to the back of the mat, sometimes get a little bit more there. Good, walk all the way back, and then let's do the other side. So we'll switch. So all of that to say, let's bring it down. My number 1 job, try to get that hip down, is to try to make the classes that we do have a rhythm so that it's easy for me to jump in and teach them, and it's easy for you to jump in and do them. So let's drop down through that hip, very tight over here today. Pull that knee towards you, and then if you can, it's just a little lean forward again. Yeah. Yeah, as a person who has to be on the internet for work, is benefited by being on the internet for work, the more organization behind the scenes, the less chaotic it is up here. And you can see it's quite chaotic in this studio. Not really, it's just always that first 10 minutes of getting it going. Because everybody likes to do an update. All you robots like to update things. Let's take it around and not tell me about it. Good, press it forward. And bring it back. And press it forward. And just move that hip side to side. One of the things that's nice about doing a 35-minuter is that you can just kind of get it in. And I always like to think of, like, there's some classes that I do or take or give myself that are like, these are going to be, I'm doing this on purpose because I know it's going to be tough. And then there's some classes where I'm like, oh, this is going to be my movement practice for today. So I feel like a movement practice, this is my own formula. Let's press around and then let's come into that stretch. A movement practice for me is often shorter, about 35 minutes, whereas a workout is about 60. And is there a difference? Maybe. Intensity, time under tension, recovery time for sure. But you know, what we know to be true is that something is better than nothing. Always. All right, my friends, let's come all the way back. Let's come back into our hands and knees position from the beginning. go ahead and remember how we did that rounding back and just shifted side to side. I want you to try that again. Now, my hope is that it starts to feel a little bit more easy, like quicker, and maybe like you can go farther, hopefully. You might discover that you need a little more time with one of these stretches, and that's okay. Finish up your last one, tuck your toes under, and then let's just pedal out. That feels nice today. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands into your feet or your feet into your hands. You can hang there for one last stretch. Bending your knees to roll up all the way. Making sure that you take a moment to arrive at the end, the conclusion of your work for now. And then come back and join me up front. Thank you all for joining me here. Don't forget to leave a comment. You know, I do try to get to my comments every single week, and I try to answer your questions in classes, so I am always reading. Sometimes I'm faster than others, and I'm trying to edit the classes and chop off a lot of them before and after as quickly as I possibly can. So thanks for your patience on that, everybody. Remember, one woman, one sleeping dog, one community. We are small, we are mighty, we're here for each other, and thank you for showing up today. Thank yourself for showing up today. It does really matter. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Monday, and thank you for being here. And I'll look at your comments now. Good, I'm very happy. Oh, okay. Indigo, I was hoping that you would comment in too, because I love, Tracy is so good at commenting. She keeps the chat going. She is the chat mistress. She used to be my tech support for a while with Joy, but she's absolutely keeping the energy going now. So I appreciate you commenting in too. I'm not opposed to 45 minutes, honestly. The ethos and the evolution of this channel has been really interesting, because we've kind of like, you have to play around to see what people want. And I know you want the rebounding. I know it. I also know that you need the Wednesday format, you know. And then we're also toying around with bringing back some step aerobics, maybe on another day, possibly not live, possibly filmed or live. You all let me know what you want. And literally, if you have 15 minutes today, shoot me a message here on Instagram, post in the community. I think you can do that. I am so open to your feedback right now. It is absolutely helpful for me to make sense of it, because I'm often just in this room talking to myself and pretending like I'm talking to all of you. So the other piece is, if you want to email me directly, it's coachjz@Jenna-Zaffino, my name.com, coachjz@Jenna-Zaffino.com. And I'm more than happy to take any and all suggestions. I can't promise I can do everything, but I do my best to really kind of take a lot of the information I'm getting in and putting it together into a nice cohesive offering for you and for me too, because that felt good for me too. All right, my friends, we're gonna go for a walk. Yes, we are. We skipped the walk this morning. We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna get coffee at one of our favorite places, and then we're gonna get ready for the rest of the day. Okay, thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate you. Bye. Can she do it with her toe? She will.